Since I was a little kid, I always wanted to travel. Well, now I'm all grown up and ready for you to take me on the road trip of a lifetime. We're going to the Hudson River Valley in New York. While we're there, we'll learn all about a local distillery, visit a quaint town's candy shop, make some amazing soul food, and look down from above in a hot air balloon. So come on, let's have an adventure.
Watch what happens now.
I'm Thomas Bergamo, and welcome to #Travel. Here I am in Cold Spring, New York. Where you guys told me to go to try and find the most amazing homemade candy and fudge that I could get my hands on. This is the Cold Spring Candy Company. Let's go in and check it out. Alright, welcome everybody to the Cold Spring Candy Company. This is Bobby Ginsberg. It's so nice to meet you.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
Thank you so much for hosting us.
You're
We
so
really
welcome.
appreciate
Thank you.
it. So I noticed when we were walking around that everything seems to be in its own place and have its own little section. But the one thing that does seem out of place to me are these rare turtle crossing signs. Can you give me a little bit more about that?
Well, this is the rare turtle crossing through this hallway over here, Thomas.
Yeah.
And these here in the refrigerator, these are the rare turtles. And we make these from scratch here at the candy store.
Oh my god, those look amazing.
We make the dark chocolate from scratch, we make the caramel from scratch, and we source out the best Louisiana pecans that we can find. And people love these.
And you have the little dogs that look like
Yeah, this is
chocolates.
another item. These are the chocolate doggies, Scottish Terriers.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a novelty chocolate for people that love dark chocolate. It's also a big dog town. Everybody parades their dogs in Cold Spring. So if you want to get a gift for someone that loves dark chocolate and also is a dog freak, it's a great little novelty chocolate.
One of my favorite things in this entire store is actually this red and white striped candy wall. It reminds me of Coney Island, like when we talked about earlier. And you have all these great varieties of different candies up here. And what's that all about?
This is a fun part of the candy store, Thomas. This is where we keep all the vintage and the nostalgic type candies. And the kids have a lot of fun with this. We'll put a bag on the scale for the kids, and we'll let the kids pick out whatever they like from the bag, and they can kind of create their own custom mix. It's kind of like an adult at a sushi bar. But it's, and adults also, it's not just for the kids, adults really like it also because it brings baby boomers back to when we were kids. It reminds us of candies and stuff like the Mary Janes and stuff like that.
I need you to tell me everything about this delicious, mouth-watering fudge right now.
The fudge is a big part of the candy business. We have a fudge factory as well where we make fancy chocolates and fudge. And the thing that's great about our fudge is we don't use any preservatives or any chemicals in them whatsoever. They're all completely clean and absolutely delicious.
Now is the time. I need to try this chocolate. You have to let me try some of this fudge.
Thomas, this is the most fun part of the interview, the fudge.
I believe it, yes.
As I said, the 4 flavors we're working with now are the pistachio,
Okay.
the organic peanut butter with chocolate, the chocolate walnut, and the dark chocolate. What would you like to try first?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the peanut butter and chocolate. It's one of my favorites.
It's a super popular fudge. Let me give you a taste of that. Let me know what you think of that.
Okay.
Great.
Stop.
High
This
five,
is
Mike.
amazing! What the heck? Oh my god. What the heck? This
I
is
make
so
that with
freaking
I
good.
make that with my own hands.
So before I go, I need to get a picture with you. Is that okay?
Please, of course,
Okay,
Thomas.
great.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Yes. Thank
Come
you.
in anytime. We're always thinking something.
Oh, you better believe I will. I'll come back.
Bring the whole crew.
I will. I had such an amazing time at the Cold Spring Candy Company. Be sure to check them out at 75 Main Street in Cold Spring, New York, and tell them that Thomas Bergamo from #Travel sent you. You guys are good. I just got another message. Another one of our viewers has sent me a message saying that I need to visit Denny's Point Distillery in Beacon, New York for a tour of the facility and to see how they make their signature spirits. Let's check it out. So, here we are at Denny's Point Distillery because you wanted me to see how they make the best booze in Beacon, New York. Let's go check it out. All right, so we're here with Carl Johnson.
Great to have you here.
Thank you so much. He's the co-owner of Denny's Point Distillery, and he's going to take us through the process of how to make your signature spirits.
Great.
All right, let's see.
All right, we start with all New York grains. We have corn that comes from by New Paltz. We use floor malted barley from Germantown and rye from up in the Finger Lakes.
Okay, wow.
And the first thing we do is we grind it up in the roller mill.
Yeah. Carl is so cool because he actually built one of these machines, the circuit board, like by hand. That's crazy.
So we take our New York grains and we bring them over here to the roller mill. The roller mill has two 10-inch rollers with serrations or teeth that crush the grain into a coarse meal. Came up at a horse farm out of upstate New York.
Okay, more New York.
So it goes from there, it travels up this auger. There's a big screw in there into the mash tun. And the mash tun is where we're going to cook it. So we take the corn and the rye. We take 650 pounds of grain, about 250 gallons of water.
Oh my gosh.
And we put it in the mash tun, which works like a giant cappuccino maker. Live steam blows in there, heats it up. I could boil 300 gallons in about 45 minutes if I wanted to.
That's a lot of booze. Where is my martini? I asked for it 10 minutes ago.
And then barley malt. Barley malt has enzymes that break the starches down to sugars. So once that process has happened, I'll cool it down some more to about 90 degrees. And then I pump it over into a fermenting tank and add yeast.
Okay.
The fermenting tanks, there's 3 of them here. They each hold 720 gallons. I'll add the yeast. We grow our own yeast in the back, and yeast are a lot of fun. Proof that God loves us. I like to say that they eat sugar, burp carbon dioxide, and pee alcohol. So once the mash is fermented, the yeast are breaking down the sugars, creating alcohol.
Yeah.
We'll then transfer it over to the still. The still was made in Louisville, Kentucky by Ben Dome Copper and Brass Works. It's
Huge.
You're welcome to join in.
Maybe later.
Later, oh, that's fun. So it's about 2,000 pounds of copper. Ben Dome has been making stills since 1903 or 1904, they can't remember which. So the mash goes in the pot, it holds about 300 gallons, and I start heating it up, and I use steam to heat it. And by the laws of physics, if you have 10% alcohol in the mash, the vapors, when you start to boil it, are going to be 60% alcohol. The vapors travel up this column. Under each of these windows is a plate, and on each of these plates is a series of bubble caps. They look like a mushroom. The alcohol vapors travel up through them, and by closing valves on the back of the column, I can flood those plates with about 1.5 inches of distillate, and it cools off just enough that it turns back into a liquid on each of the plates, and on each plate it can redistill. So the heat from below is causing it to boil again.
Stronger and stronger and stronger.
It's like climbing a ladder.
Oh my god!
So if I'm making bourbon, I might only close one plate.
Okay,
if I'm making
yeah.
vodka, I close all the plates and run through the still twice. So once we have it captured in the still, we distill it, we capture it in some little, I call them R2D2 cans. And then from there we move it into holding tanks.
Holding tanks.
And from the holding tanks, when we have enough of it together, we'll lay out 30 barrels or so on the floor here and fill them up with bourbon. Now you can't call it bourbon until it goes in a barrel.
Okay.
Bourbon has to follow a bunch of rules, and the federal government is great about having lots of rules.
Does that help it like age the taste? sort of?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the barrels actually give you maybe 70 to 80% of the flavor,
Oh,
the
wow.
whiskey, and all the color.
Wow.
comes
Because it comes from the wood?
Yeah,
sort
it
of?
comes from the wood,
Okay.
exactly.
Cool.
The bourbon comes off the still. The bourbon distillate, you can't call it bourbon until it goes in the barrel. It's completely white, much like vodka.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's picking up all the color and most of the flavor from there.
So what would it taste like if it wasn't in the barrel? Would it just be
That's a good question.
really
I'm going
gross?
to give you a taste in a minute. No,
Okay,
it's
great.
actually pretty good, but you're going to be getting flavors from the grain and from the yeast.
Ooh, I can't wait.
But when it comes from the barrel, you're going to pick up oaky flavors,
Yeah.
vanilla flavors, caramel flavors. A lot of things are coming from the wood. The wood is very important when it comes to making whiskey.
I believe it now.
We actually get our barrels from upstate New York by Utica. I
Okay,
run
yeah,
that
yeah,
barrel in Cooperage. And so we're using all New York grains, New York barrels.
You guys love small business.
We love small business. It's a lot of fun, but we love New York.
Good. So what's really great about the distillery is that when they're not making the alcohol on their off days, they host concerts and they host movie nights, and it's really, really cool and it's really cute. I so enjoyed my trip to Denny Point Distillery. Be sure to check them out at 10 North Chestnut Street in Beacon, New York, and tell them that Thomas from #Travel sent you. I'm Thomas Bergamo, and this is #Travel. Come on, let's have an adventure! So, I received a text message from one of my friends in the area, and they told me to meet them at this address in Wappingers Falls, but they wouldn't tell me what it was about. So, I was a little intrigued, and I had no idea what was going to happen, so I just decided to go, and we brought the camera crew along with us. I had absolutely no idea that we were going to go for a hot air balloon ride. It was so cool. I've actually always wanted to go on a hot air balloon ride, but it was slightly terrifying because I have this thing with heights, but I was like in a cage, so it was alright. But it was so beautiful. Everybody, we made it to the final location of #Travel. You wanted me to take you on a hot air balloon ride, so we're here with Hudson Valley Balloon Adventures to do just that. I wanted to thank everybody who made this episode of #Travel such a tremendous success. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at #TRVL Show. I'm Thomas Bergamo, and come on, let's have an adventure.
I'm living right here and now, and I don't wanna miss out. Is this what life's all about? The world is calling and I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening. I feel the freedom inside. Come on, let's go for a ride. I finally opened my eyes and I can see it so clearly. So clearly. Life is but and isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. Oh, I feel my heartbeat racing. I'll fly, soaring ever higher. I can light my inner fire, and then we'll see what happens now, what happens now. And then we'll see what happens now, what happens now. Watch what happens now.